Let's welcome on board N Srinivasan, the Vice Chairman and MD at India Cements, to talk about what he expects from the budget for the industry as well as the economy per se. Mr. Srinivasan, good to have you on the show. Overall, how is it that you're looking at the budget this time in the backdrop of such weak macroeconomic environment? What can the Finance Minister do?
See, as far as I'm concerned, I think demand creation is the order of the day. Whatever steps are being taken to improve demand will boost the economy substantially. So therefore, I'm not looking for any handouts from the budget. The budget should just look at the macro situation of improving demand in the country. In most parts of the world, housing starts are taken as an indication. In India, it is cement demand. Cement demand also is a little better than earlier. So steps to boost consumption, I think, will help the economy in a long way.
Sure. But given such a weak macroeconomic environment, do you really expect any growth boosting measures that the government will be able to provide?
See, there has been so much of talk about investment in infrastructure. So I expect that if government is able to boost housing sector as well as the infrastructure, we will see a boost. In fact, even last year, for example, April, the first quarter, and then up to May, June, we found that the economy had picked up. There was a lot of demand for, I'm talking about my sector, cement particularly. And then later it slowed down a little, but of late again we are seeing signs of pickup. So if this trend were to continue, and if this trend was to be boosted by steps taken in the budget on housing as well as infrastructure, I think we'll see a remarkable improvement in the economy.
Okay. The housing sector severely in the dumps, of course. Both developers and home buyers have been on the sidelines as they await improvement. What tools does the government have to boost this sector?
See, actually, before answering this question, we have to first step back a little. We are talking of weak macroeconomic indicators. We are also talking as if the Indian economy is not doing well. All right, we just park that aside for a moment. The largest consumption of cement in the world is in China, which is 2.6 billion tons. India consumes 350 to 375 million tons. Next to us is America with about 60, 70 million tons. So we are a large consumer of cement, which means we are a large economy which is also humming. It is not as if the consumption of cement has dropped from 375 to 300 or 350. No, it is still growing. It is still consuming. This is supported by the private sector house builder. He is the one who is keeping this momentum alive. Infrastructure also, housing initiatives by the government also. But primarily, it is the private sector that has kept it. So I won't sell ourselves very short in this. I think we are such a large economy that small changes can affect you largely. But as far as the housing sector is concerned, I think a little bit more infrastructure expenditure as promised by the government and investment in housing should do the trick.
So overall, you've indicated that you don't expect GST to be cut for the sector. But what can be done instead then to spur construction activity?
See, as far as GST is concerned, government has decided to levy 28%, so be it. Reducing it, I don't think that is going to increase demand, boost demand for us. It is ultimately there must be more money in the hands of people. Disposable income should be good, in which case you will see an improvement in the economy.
So what are the current trends that you're witnessing in the cement industry? Is there still sufficient demand from the government-led capex and infrastructure projects?
Basically, the demand for cement is primarily driven by private sector housing, which is picking up. It is still strong. Infrastructure is an important component, but in the south, you see, most of it has taken place in Maharashtra. It is the Telangana and Andhra. It is their irrigation projects which boosted the demand for cement. So further down south, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, it is private sector that has driven it.
Mr. Srinivasan, such a pleasure having you on the show today to discuss what you're anticipating from the budget overall for the economy and as well as your sector too. Good to have you on the show.